Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So today's pick a card reading is going to be sort of an energetic check-in for all of you who are looking to manifest more love into your life, whether that be romantic love, platonic love, friendship, self-love. We're gonna see where your energy is currently at, what is currently helping you manifest love, and what is currently blocking you. And we are going to look at this both from an internal perspective, so things that are going on within yourself, as well as what could be helping or blocking you in your external circumstances. But just before we get into it, I want to give a huge thank you to Ana Luisa, who is sponsoring today's video. Ana Luisa is a New York City-based jewelry brand that offers high-quality pieces to elevate your everyday looks. If you watch my videos, thank you by the way if you do, you have definitely seen several Ana Luisa pieces. I wear them in every single one of my videos pretty much. I also frequently wear them in my personal life. They are timeless, they go with everything. You can dress them up, you can dress them down. I love that their pieces are subtle because you can layer them, like I have these necklaces layered right now. You can stack the bracelets and the rings, and even with several pieces layered, it still looks dainty and elegant. For a lot of their pieces, you can choose between gold or silver, which I love because I am a gold girl all the way. I'm also always really impressed by the quality you get for the price. Between you and me, in the past, I've purchased some pieces of jewelry that are within the same price range as Ana Luisa, but they tarnish quite quickly. Meanwhile, I have been wearing these pieces regularly for months, some of them for close to a year, and they still look like they're new. And another thing I love is that they have personalized pieces. I am a sucker for personalized things. For example, this letter necklace, I have my C for Carrie and I love her so much. They also have zodiac necklaces, so you can get the one that matches your sign. I just love to express myself and feel more like myself with these pieces. Valentine's Day is around the corner, and for Ana Luisa, it is all about self-love. I think this is so important, especially around a time like Valentine's Day, to remember that you are your greatest love. I always get myself Christmas gifts and birthday gifts. I've already picked out my next birthday gift. I'm so excited. I just think it's wonderful to celebrate yourself and treat yourself, and I'm so glad that Ana Luisa agrees. If you guys want to gift yourself some beautiful, high quality pieces of jewelry, you can get 25% off your order using my link, which I'll have down below in the description as well as in the pinned comment. Thank you so much to Ana Luisa for sponsoring today's video. Thank you so much to you guys for listening to that, and now let's get on to the reading. Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So today's pick a card reading is for those of you who are feeling stuck in your search for love, and we are going to get to the bottom of it and see if there is anything that is currently blocking you. And this reading can be for all different kinds of situations, different relationship statuses. So for example, you may be single and manifesting new love into your life, or maybe you are already with someone, or you already have a person of interest and you are wanting to have more of a deeper connection with them. This reading can also be for those of you who are having a hard time with platonic love in the form of friendships or even self-love. So whatever your situation may be, I hope that this reading can bring you some clarity and guidance on your situation. There are 4 readings for you guys to choose from today, and I've placed a little crystal heart on top of each one. So I'm going to show you these hearts up close one by one, and please pick whichever one you feel drawn to the most. Option number 1 is Thulite. Option number 2 is Agate. Option number 3 is Rose Quartz. And option number 4 is Aquamarine. Okay, so as always, take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with number 1. Hi number 1s, so if you guys chose the Thulite heart, this is going to be your reading. So I wanna start off by showing you guys the list of the full reading that we have today. We have the reading here on YouTube as well as an extended. In the YouTube reading, we're gonna start by seeing your current energy, and this will be like an energy check for you. So if what I'm describing does sound like you and your current situation, then that's a sign that this is your group. Then we're going to see what is currently helping you find love and what is currently holding you back. And we're going to look at this both internally as well as externally. And then we're going to finish off the reading with advice from your spirit guides. In the extended reading, it's basically going to be the same reading, but from the perspective of your person. So this could be your person of interest if you do already have someone in mind, but you don't necessarily have to have met this person before or know who they are. This could also be like the next partner who is going to come into your life. So whoever you would like to hear about, we're going to see your person's current energy the same way we did for you. We are going to see so if you haven't met this person yet, we're going to see what is helping them in finding you and what is blocking them from finding you. If you have met this person already, then we're going to see what is helping them in like opening up to you, in coming towards you, and what is blocking them from doing so. And then we are going to finish off with messages and advice from your person's higher self. So that is the reading today, and I do have a special offer for today's particular reading. The extended is going to be available on Patreon. If you are already a Patreon member, then be sure to check the post that went up today, the same date that this video is going up, February 9th, 2024. If you're not a member yet and you would like to consider joining, it is the same price to become a Patreon member as it is to purchase today's extended reading, except you will also get access to over 80 other readings. And you'll also get to suggest and vote on topics for future readings. We have a lot of fun over there. It's a beautiful community. So that is the offer for today's reading. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into it. We're going to start off with these cards to take a look at your current energy. So we're starting off with the Six of Water, which is the Six of Cups. Memories from your history or childhood, issues regarding children, romanticizing the past. We have transformation. Wild horse, freedom, sensitivity, spirit, and partnership. And very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. Okay, group number ones, I did want to mention something. As I held up the first card for you, the Six of Cups, the camera timer went to 333. And as I was holding up these two first cards, the camera really wanted to focus on this candle, which is a grounding candle. So I feel like grounding is significant for this group. With the Six of Cups here, it does look like my group number ones have been spending quite a bit of time revisiting the past. Not in a way of like dwelling in the past or wanting to go back to the past, but in a sense of wanting to learn from it so that you can move forward in a better direction. Just thinking about the number 333, that is the number of the Empress, number 3. And I think that what this group might be doing is that you're revisiting past memories, but you are reframing them from your current place of having more love and compassion for yourself. So there may have been past memories that you held where your brain kind of painted you as the bad guy, so to speak. Or like you messed up, it was your fault. And now that you're in a place where you have cultivated more self-love, you can look back and say, I was not in the wrong. That wasn't my fault. Or, I was having a boundary violated there. I was being disrespected there. I was being inauthentic in that moment because I was afraid to show my true self. You're looking back from this new lens of self-love, and now you can have compassion for your past self. And now you can tell the story of what happened in a different way, where you're not like beating yourself up. Also with grounding, there may be some things from the past that you are now ready to revisit that you weren't before because you know that you're in a good place. Like you're feeling secure within yourself You know that you've healed, and it's like you can now look back without getting hurt or without getting triggered. That's not to say you're only looking back on negative things from the past. I think you're looking back on both, especially previous relationships. In what kind of relationships and in what moments did you feel the most seen and the most loved? And what do you want more of moving into the future? As well as pinpointing what may have gone wrong in previous relationships that didn't work out and what you don't want more of. So this is very much, it's not like looking in the past to dwell on it, but to identify what worked and what you liked and what didn't work and what you didn't like, so that in this next stage, you can move forward with intention. You can move forward with a sense of direction of what you want to create. This card is number 5, so it is indicating change. With the wild horse here, I feel like this card is really powerful too. Freedom, sensitivity, spirit, partnership. There's a message coming through that you have realized, or you're about to realize, that it is only when you fully embrace your sensitivity that you can be truly free. So I think this group, these are my sensitive souls. You may feel things very deeply. The 6 of Cups, obviously it's water, as you can see from this deck. It's related to the sign of Scorpio, which is, I just imagine Scorpio as like this vast, deep body of water. Regardless if you have Scorpio placements or not, I think this energy is showing how deeply you feel things. You're also likely a deeply psychic group, my group number 1s. And in the past, you've perhaps tried to stifle your sensitivities because you didn't want to burden people with it. And I say that with big finger quotes, because your sensitivity is not a burden. It's actually a beautiful gift. And you're realizing that as long as I feel like I need to hide my sensitivity or stifle it or make it smaller, I'm betraying myself. And I can never be truly free if I'm hiding certain parts of myself or betraying myself or feeling like there's some part of me that is unacceptable and that has to be like properly stashed away in order to be in a relationship. I will never truly be free if I'm fighting myself. So I think that a lot of this next chapter for you comes with embracing your sensitivity, embracing the depths of your emotions, and not worrying about the comfort of others or the convenience of others when it comes to being, I want to say being your emotions, being emotional, expressing your emotions. And realizing that whoever is meant for you will lovingly receive your emotions, will lovingly make space for them to be expressed in the way that feels good and is authentic for you, and will likely mirror that sensitivity and depth of emotion back to you. I think with spirit and partnership together, this is a strong sign of you manifesting a spiritual partnership. This card, I'm realizing, is number 29, which reduces, oh my gosh, so 29 reduces to 11. And then we also have a 6 and a 5, which adds up to 11. So 11, 11, or repeating ones could be a number that's following you around, but I definitely think that number for you means manifesting a new beginning in love and manifesting a spiritual partnership, or in the plural, spiritual partnerships, whether it is romantic or platonic. Those partnerships in which you truly do not have to hide. You don't have to choose which part of you can come forward and which part has to be suppressed. There's space for all of you. These are the types of partnerships that you're in the process of manifesting. And like, even this, I feel, is confirming that very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. I think there's almost a part of you that's realizing when it comes to relationships, like you are allowed, or like you have a say in the type of partnership you want. I feel like for some of you, just if this doesn't resonate, just ignore me. But for some of you, I feel like there is a part of you who like, whoever may have come towards you, whoever may have happened to be in your life, past you would just be like, okay, this person is here in my life, and so now it's my job to accommodate this person. It's my job to make them feel comfortable. It's my job to create space for them in my life and in my heart. And if they mess up, it's my job to give them the benefit of the doubt. And now you're realizing, like, even the number one, it's also like personal power and you taking action and you taking initiative rather than just being in a receptive energy. Now you're realizing, like, it's not my job to just love and validate and accommodate whoever's in my life, but also like to choose and pursue who I want. Like, I can be discerning, which it sounds such common sense, right? But sometimes empowering ourselves in that way is difficult. I get to decide who I want in my life. I get to choose who I want in my life. It's not just about what can I do for this person, but it's also about what can this person do for me. So you're having it's like you're about to have a more curated experience in your relationships, is the way that it's coming through. And you're going to be more intentional about who you let into your space and who gets your time and who gets your energy and who gets your attention. And as you get really clear on this, I think you will start to see your manifestations coming to fruition pretty quickly. It's 2024 when I'm filming this, so we're in, 2026 is a year of the horse, so that could be a significant year in your love life. But someone born in the year of the horse could also be significant. So 2002 is a year of the horse. 1990 is a year of the horse. And if you keep going back 12 years, those are all horse years. Also with the numbers that we have present here, like 29, someone 29 years of age could be significant, or someone that you have a 5-year or 6-year age gap with. In terms of dates, May 29, June 29, June 5th, May 6th. These could all be relevant dates, whether that's like someone's birthday or the day something important is going to happen. Also life path 5, life path 6, life path 11 could be significant. So we're going to get into your tarot now and see both what is helping you in your search for love and what might be holding you back. And I'm going to take reversals for this part. And if a card comes up in the upright, then we will take that as something external that is influencing your love life. If it comes out in the reverse, we will take that as something internal that is influencing your love life. Group number 1. So we'll ask your spiritual team to come through. What is currently helping group number 1 in their search for love? What is currently helping them? We have the Empress in reverse. We have the 10 of Cups in reverse. Woo! And we have Serenity in the upright, which is the Hermit card. Okay, so internally, in your inner work, it looks like you're doing amazing things. So cool that we have the Empress, because we had 333 at the start of your reading, and we were talking about how that's the number of the Empress, talking about how You were reframing stories from your past through a new lens of self-love and compassion and understanding towards yourself. And so the fact that the Empress is now coming up as like inner work that is helping you find love, I just feel like that's the most beautiful confirmation. The work that you have done on loving yourself is absolutely helping you find love. Also interesting that we have the Six of Cups, which can talk about childhood or children, as we can see here. And the Empress can talk about motherhood and parenthood. So revisiting your childhood could also be helping you find love. And again, this is about revisiting both the good and the bad. So some of you could be looking back on your childhood and thinking of like the times in which you felt the most loved, the times in which you felt the most understood, ways that people treated you that you liked. You could even be looking at like the relationship between your parents or of other adults around you and saying, I really liked witnessing when they had this kind of relationship and how they treated each other. And like, that's what I want for myself. Like, I want someone who loves me the way my grandpa loved my grandma or something like that. You could be looking back on the beautiful things of your past as well as some of the heavier things. What made me feel unloved? What made me feel unseen? What are experiences from my childhood that I don't want to repeat? Is there any part of my inner child that maybe needs reparenting or that needs to be told a different story? Is there part of my inner child that needs to be validated, that needs to be supported, that needs to be forgiven because they didn't get that at the time? So yeah, like revisiting your past, but especially your childhood, could really be helping you to manifest a beautiful relationship. Also, the Empress is very creative. She is related to the planet of Venus. 3 is a very creative number. So if any of you are like pursuing creative paths right now, whether that is just like creating art for yourself, for your own pleasure, as a tool of self-exploration, or maybe you're working on a big significant creative project, maybe you are pursuing a creative career, like anything you're doing that is creative or artistic, I also think is helping you find love. Every time you make something, you learn a bit more about yourself. You learn a bit more about just humanity in general. And for those of you who are like pursuing something creative, that path could also lead you to manifesting like a significant partner or like soul family connections. Here we also have the 10 of Cups, which is coming through as inner work. 10 of Cups represents emotional fulfillment, contentment, and a sense of like completion. Because 10, the number 10 in tarot is like completion. Feeling whole and complete within yourself is also really helping you find love. These people all kind of look, no, they don't look like the same person, but they all look really similar. And so this could be indicating you like finding love for all versions of yourself, the different versions of you that emerge from day to day in your current life, and all past versions of you. So child you, teen you, infant you, young adult you, like all of the versions that maybe in the past you're like, oh, that version of me made so many mistakes, like we don't claim them. That version of me was cringe. That version of me was so like not awake and not self-aware. This is about claiming all of those versions of you and saying like, yes, that version of me is me and deserves love. And feeling whole and complete within yourself, if you feel like you don't need a partner, that's not to say you don't need love, because everyone needs love. But if you recognize like, I don't need a romantic partner to be fulfilled, or I don't need like this one person to like me in order to feel validated, that is also helping you find true love. And overall, just feeling content with what you already have and feeling grateful for what you already have in all areas of your life. That's also something that is really helping. Also, if you've been doing meditations, that's helping too. And I'm just realizing the person on the Serenity card, they're very much meditating. The Hermit card, it's interesting because the Hermit card is generally about like your inward journey, but this is coming out as one of the external factors that is helping you find love. When the energy of the Hermit is projected externally, it feels like an energy of stillness, of quietness. Some of you are maybe interpreting it as like a stagnant energy. So when your life is like slow and still and stagnant, this is actually helping you find love, because I feel like the inner work that you're doing right now is so important and is helping you so much that your spiritual team wants to sort of shape your external world to facilitate this inner work. And so you might find that your life starts to slow down and things are like weirdly quiet. And this doesn't mean that like you're stuck. This doesn't mean that anything has gone wrong. It's actually facilitating you finding love, because I feel like what you do need right now is quiet and stillness. Progress doesn't always look like physically moving forward in the 3D. Sometimes progress is going inward. Sometimes progress is looking back, like we've seen a lot in your group. So don't be fooled. Like if things are not moving forward in your external circumstances, this stillness is actually helping you a lot. So with that being said, we're going to switch the deck now and see what is holding you back. What is holding back my group number ones in their search for love? We have the 6 of Wands, okay, which is coming out in the upright. We have the 4 of Pentacles, which is coming out in the reverse. And we have the Ace of Wands, which is coming out in the upright. So this is kind of interesting because when it came to what was helping you, the energy was mostly internal. Like it's a lot of your inner work you're doing that is helping you. When we have what is holding you back, it is mostly external. So that makes sense, and that's quite interesting. We are starting off with the 6 of Wands. Honestly, like the word vanity is coming to my mind. Like, or ego. Like the ego fest that is society. And I'm not judging anyone in particular when I say this, because we all have egos, and I think we can all kind of fall into those traps of wanting to show off and wanting to prove ourselves. There's a feeling with the 6 of Wands of like caring what people think and wanting to show off and wanting to impress other people, wanting to come across in a certain way so that people like you. All of these things are going to hold you back. And social media is coming to my mind, not because I think social media is holding you back from finding love, but because I think it's just like an excellent example of ego fest, you know, like I'm imagining someone, you know, like putting on a bunch of makeup and using filters and like taking 50 selfies to get the perfect one, which is fine. That's fun. Like that's a good time. I do it sometimes too, but you have to admit that this is not the most authentic way of putting yourself forward. It is a highly edited, highly like carefully selected version of you that you are putting forward to impress people. And so doing things like this is not going to help you find real love. It could, now that I talk about this more, it could very well be like social media is holding you back, especially if you are the type of person to look at other people's pages and like compare yourself. Like, oh my gosh, look at how beautiful that person is. Look at how successful that person is. Look at how happy these people look in their relationship. Like, if you tend to be affected like that, then that could definitely be something that is holding you back. Like, because it's impossible to have like deep intimacy when you're in this kind of energy, because intimacy requires seeing all of you, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And this is what you're so committed to doing with yourself, right? You're looking back on the good, you're looking back on the bad, and you're going back with love and acceptance for all of it. And I just feel like a lot of people are not ready to do this kind of thing. And so they show up in the outer world as someone who's trying to prove themselves, someone who's trying to impress people, someone who's trying to only show their best parts. And I almost feel like this could be your spiritual team saying in a way, like, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. If it's hard for you to find people that you can really be intimate with, that's less of a shortcoming on your part and more just like a symptom of the collective struggle of being authentic and of loving ourselves. So it's like, yeah, if you're struggling, it's because it's hard to find authenticity out there, because a lot of people are scared, and that's not your fault. That's not a problem with you. And I think your spiritual team is saying, like, please don't feel like you need to play this game to get people to resonate with you. Like, if people are repelled by your realness and rawness and authenticity, like, good. Like, we want to repel surface level interactions. We want to repel surface level relationships and vanity and things like that. So it's like, don't get caught up in this energy. There could also be, I don't know how to describe this, but if there's a feeling, and I want to be really careful with this, because I never want to tell anyone that they shouldn't have high standards and that they shouldn't be, like, yes, you should be picky when it comes to choosing your partner. But like, I'm just thinking of someone who wants to like date up, for example. So they're like you could have some standards that are a bit arbitrary, I guess. Like, I'm only going to date someone who makes 6 figures or more. I'm only going to date someone who's 6 feet tall or more. That's funny, both of them are 6. Like, these kinds of things, that it is vanity at the end of the day. It is like superficial at the end of the day. So, you know, if the shoe does not fit, do not wear this shoe. You can ignore me. But there may be a few of you who have these kind of standards that are more like superficial than anything else, or it's kind of like based in ego. And this could be holding you back from finding like real love, you know? Yeah. So let's keep going with the external things for now. Yeah, and then we have the Ace of Wands, which I would often think of this as like physical attraction, sexual attraction, also like the chemistry. Like, I feel like putting too much focus on these things could hold you back from finding true love. Like, if you are really focused on physical appearances, and it's not to say that, like, yes, it is important to be attracted to your partner, but putting too much focus on this kind of thing will definitely hold you back. And I do think that a lot of us tend to put too much importance on the spark. You know, like, oh, this person is perfect. I like so many things about them, but I don't feel that spark. And like, the spark is not the thing that's going to keep the relationship going. In fact, a lot of the time when you're with the right person, you feel comfortable. You feel at ease. Like, you don't feel nervous. You don't feel butterflies. You just feel like cozy and safe. And sure, maybe that sounds boring, but it's actually really beautiful. And also, the spark can be something that you create over time as you get to know each other better. With the ace, with the number 1, there is a feeling of like, let's not decide things too quickly. Like, let's say you go on a couple dates with someone and you're like, I don't feel a spark. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're not right for you. Or maybe you have a physical encounter with someone and it's kind of underwhelming. That doesn't mean that you can't work on it. I feel like there may be some of you who put too much importance on like the initial spark, or like that initial chemistry, or like wanting to have love at first sight, or wanting to have really intense emotions and butterflies. And it doesn't always work that way. Like, sometimes you just feel really warm and comfortable, and that feeling grows slowly. And sometimes the excitement and the passion comes after. So I think it's just like, don't be so quick to like throw away a potential connection based on like physical things or superficial things, or like sparks or chemistry or something like that. And then this is something that is coming up as internal, which is the 4 of Pentacles. And 4 of Pentacles usually talks about holding on to something really, really tightly. So I wonder if there's like something or someone that needs to be let go of. Because we also have that message of romanticizing the past. There could be someone or something you're holding on tightly to that needs to be let go of. Or it could be like a tendency that you have in general to hold on to things. Like holding on to a grudge, or holding on to something that upset you, or when you meet someone and like you still don't know how it's gonna go, holding on really tightly, which can often have the opposite effect. You're like, I don't want to lose this thing, and then you hold on to it really, really tightly, and then it feels stifled. Like, there may be a need to loosen your grip, because if someone is meant for you, loosening your grip is not going to make them run away. If you have to hold on that tightly to make them stay, then they're probably not meant for you. And it takes a lot of trust. It takes a lot of trust to let go like that. So I don't want to be like, oh, just loosen your grip, just let go, just don't worry about it. Because it can take a lot of healing from past wounds of rejection, of abandonment, from having your trust broken. But being able to just loosen around your person is really important. Let go, because that shows them that you trust them. I'm going to let you go because I trust that you're going to come back. I'm going to let you do your thing because I trust that you're going to honor our relationship. I'm going to let go of this little thing that happened between us because I know that your intentions are positive. I know that you didn't mean anything bad by it. I know that you love me. I know that you wouldn't want to hurt me. So this could also be about like assuming positive intentions in your person. I feel like when we've been hurt in the past, sometimes we move through life assuming that like people are out to get us and people want to hurt us. And so we're like looking out for signs that they're going to do something bad. We're looking out for signs that they're going to disappoint us. And so we hold on to like every little thing they say and every little thing they do. I know, because I was that person. So like letting go a bit, loosening up a bit, I think is going to be important to help you find true love, because no true love would require your energy to be clenched all the time. The point is that you relax into the connection, that you feel comfortable with this person. And also on that note, sometimes I feel like that spark or that butterfly that we're chasing, that's actually the feeling of anxiety and nervousness that we've grown accustomed to feeling in relationships. And then when we don't feel nervous and we just feel comfortable and relaxed around the person, our brain says, this is boring, something's wrong. Like, we're chasing that volatility because it's what we're familiar with. But I feel like that's something that is going to hold you back from finding real love. Okay, so for the last part of this reading, we're going to look at additional messages and advice from your spirit guides, starting with these beautiful I Love Me Oracle cards, messages for self-love. We have hydrate and pursue your vision. Ooh, these together, I love them. First of all, with hydrate, I do feel like in general, this is talking about taking care of your body really in the simplest of ways, like drink water, eat, rest. These simple things can change your mindset so much. I can't think of the number of times that I've been in a bad mood and have been getting really dramatic about how everything's going wrong. And then I will literally like eat a snack and I will feel so much better. And like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I was being so dramatic about that. Or like just yesterday, I was working on a project and I was getting really frustrated because it wasn't turning out how I wanted it to. And I was like, oh, like I can't do this. I'm just going to give up. I'm just going to give up on this whole project. And then I took like a 10-minute break and I just rested my brain. And then I wanted to get back to it. So just doing little things to like fuel your body could make your mindset a lot more at ease and a lot more calm and a lot more positive. And the effects could really be more than you realize. Also, water. Hydration is water. So not just drinking water, but bathing in water could be really beneficial for you, whether that's going to a natural body of water like the ocean or a lake, or taking a bath, crying. That could be like a really healing process for you. But with like hydrate and pursue your vision, I just imagine someone who's like running a marathon and their spiritual team is saying like, take a break, drink some water, and then keep going on your target. So you can slow down if you need to, you can take breaks if you need to, but don't give up. Stay committed to your vision. And that goes for love, that goes for all areas of your life. From the Angel Oracle, we have the Angel of Stars. And it says, reach for the stars. Like, after all, you are a star yourself. That could be starseed confirmation. This could also be advice. Like, I don't know if you guys are into astrology, but looking into your birth chart could also provide a lot of insights of what you need in a relationship, what type of person would be good for you, or what type of placements would be good for you. If you do have a specific person, like looking at your synastry or looking at your composite chart could be really eye-opening. Or even getting an astrology reading, like for upcoming energies, for transits that will be affecting you. And then finally, we have deconstructing doubt. Only my beliefs are in my way. Interesting. I mean, a lot of what we spoke about in this reading does have to do with like your inner work and your mindset. But yeah, I didn't really see anything in terms of, like divine intervention, preventing love from entering into your life. This really was mostly about your inner work and what you believe and like the stories you tell yourself. So that makes a lot of sense. Now we are going to do this same reading, but for your person. So we're going to see their current energy, what is helping them come towards you, what is blocking them from coming towards you, and then we're going to get a message from their higher self, messages and advice. So if that sounds good to you and you would like to join me over in the extended reading, I will have the reading itself linked down below. I will also have my Patreon linked down below if you would like to access it from there. Like I mentioned in the intro, it is the same price, but if you access it through Patreon, you will also have access to 80 plus other readings. You'll also get new readings every month, and you will get to decide on the topics for those readings. So that's going to be linked down below. However, if you are going to leave the reading here, I want to say thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video that is an original song. I will also have my latest release linked down below. Thank you so much, by the way, to everyone who checks out my music. That is like, if you want to make me the happiest clam in the world and cry from happiness, check out my music. And I will also link my vlog channel and my merch, which features the floating temple that was at the start of this video. Thank you guys so much for supporting me and my channel. Literally anything I do, I'm so grateful to have you here. And I'm sending so much love to you, to your person, whomever or wherever they may be, whether you know them yet or not. I'm sending love to your higher self, your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi, number twos. So if you guys chose this little agate heart, she's so beautiful. This is going to be your reading. So here's the list of the full reading that we're gonna do today. We have the reading here on YouTube as well as an extended. Here on YouTube, we're gonna start off with an energy check. So we're gonna look at your current energy, and if this does sound like you and your current situation, then that will be your sign that this is your group. Then we're going to see what is currently helping you find love and what is currently holding you back. And we're gonna look at this both internally and externally. And then finally, we are going to get advice from your spirit guides. Then in the extended, we're basically gonna do the same reading, but from the perspective of your person. So if you have a specific person of interest in mind, then this will be your person, but you don't have to know who they are. You don't have to have met your person yet. This can also be the energy of the next partner who is entering into your life. It can be anyone you would like to hear about. We're going to see what their current energy is. Then we are going to see what is helping them come towards you and what is blocking them from coming towards you. So if you don't know this person yet, we'll look at this from the perspective of what could be helping or blocking them from finding you and meeting you. If you already have met them, then we'll look more at what is helping them or blocking them from really opening up to you. And then we are going to finish that off with messages and advice from your person's higher self. And I do have a special offer for this particular reading today. The extended is going to be available on Patreon. So if you are a Patreon member, you can check the post that was made on this day, February 9th, 2024, the day this video is going up, and you can access the extended. Of course, you're welcome to just purchase the extended reading on the Vimeo page. However, if you were considering becoming a Patreon member, it costs the same as purchasing today's extended. Plus, you will also get access to over 80 exclusive pick a card readings. So this is the deal that we have for today. And we have a beautiful community over there. You get to leave suggestions for future readings and vote on the reading topics. It's a good time. So this is the reading that we have today. And let's get into it. The first thing we want to see is your current energy. So we have the Page of Earth, which is the Page of Pentacles, scholarly, dependable, patient, and successful. Good news about financial matters, wanting to do something more challenging, a new area of study. Then we have Peace, We have Python, discernment, detachment, transformation, renewal. And playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. We have a lot of letter P's, group number 2. Okay, we have page, peace, Python, and playfulness. All of these cards have the initial P. I don't know if that's ever happened before. Like, I've definitely seen repeating initials throughout oracle cards, but all of them? The letter P must be significant to this group. So like, it could be your person's initials, it could be your initials, it could be like a place that is significant to you, like, I don't know, like Paris or something. It could also be for some of you that there is a being whose name starts with the letter P who would like to work with you, like a deity, for example. P is the 16th letter of the alphabet, so the number 16 could be significant as well. But let's get into these cards. That's so cool. Oh my gosh. So Page of Pentacles. This is a pretty specific energy. So this might be a clear indication of whether this is your group. I feel like for those of you who chose this group, you are likely about to embark on a new journey in your career, or you have been feeling called to embark on a new journey. This could also be academic. So you could be about to like embark on a new journey of study, whether that is through an institution or just independent self-study. You could be wanting to learn a new skill, wanting to challenge yourself to something new, wanting to start a new project, or you have just recently started a new project. I feel like this group, you're committed to self-improvement right now. We do have the message good news about financial matters, but I feel like for a lot of you, your motivations are just about learning. Like, you want to learn, you want to have a new experience, you want to challenge yourself. And I feel like you're thinking if money does come in from this, that's awesome, which I think it will because we have this message. But it doesn't seem like your main motivation at this time. It's more like you just want to have a new experience and you want to grow and you want to improve yourself. I also think a sign this is your group is that for a while now, you've been having this feeling that brighter days are ahead, or that like the future is bright, that things are going to get better. And you may not exactly know why you feel this way. It's just like a deep intuition that you have. I just feel like the energy is getting lighter. I just feel like life is going to get better. I just feel like my future is bright. And I feel like a lot of you have maybe noticed like a better mood creeping up on you, or this lighter energy creeping up on you. And I want to confirm that there are really bright days ahead for this group. Like with playfulness, I really feel you stepping into a more lighthearted energy. For some of you, this is really specific, but there could have been like a younger person who was interested in you, or like someone below you at school or work. So like, for example, if you're a student, someone in a lower year or in a lower grade could have been interested in you, or at work, someone in a position below you was maybe interested in you. And for others of you, you could have gotten a confession from someone, or, you know, someone was kind of flirting with you and you were not really interested in them. That's a very specific message that's coming through, but that could also be a confirmation that this is your group. But with the Page of Pentacles here, things look really, really promising for this group. Something else that might be happening for you is sort of releasing feelings of shame or judgment for enjoying material things or for wanting money, and starting to like appreciate material things more and be grounded in your material reality more. I feel like in this next chapter of your life, you really are prioritizing your peace. This is an intention card. So you are setting the intention to have a peaceful next chapter of your life. You want to avoid stress as much as possible. And I know that sounds like common sense, but I feel like your threshold you're becoming more like, when something starts to get stressful, I feel like you will be quick to realize this is not worth it. It's like your tolerance for unnecessary stress and unnecessary BS is getting lower because you are making peace such a priority. And I'm not talking about like the sometimes necessary or inevitable discomfort that comes with growing and challenging yourself. I'm really talking about the ways in which a lot of us just unnecessarily stress ourselves out by like worrying about things that are not important, or letting people's drama get to us, or letting our own mental chatter and negative thoughts get to us even though they're not saying anything useful. That kind of unnecessary stress. I feel like your tolerance for that has become quite low and you are choosing peace. We had messages of career transition. Some of you guys may be kind of over, like, I feel like some of you are over your job because it just causes so much unnecessary stress and it's not worth it. Like, for the level of fulfillment that you get out of it, or even like for the money that you get out of it, you're like, this stress is not worth it. Some of you may be feeling called to move out of a work or study environment that was very like hustle and bustle and heavy workload, long hours, and for what? Like, that's kind of the feeling. I don't think that this group is averse to working hard, but if you're gonna work hard, like, there better be a reason for it. There better be a purpose for it that satisfies your soul. And I feel like some of you are like, for what? Like, why am I putting myself through this stress? And so you may be leaning more towards like living more slowly, having a workload or a work schedule that is more peaceful. I'm also hearing some of you could be moving out of a workplace where there was just like weird drama going on and you're like, why are we doing this? Like there was maybe like coworkers who didn't like each other or who were gossiping about each other. And it's just like, really? Like, we're really gonna do this at our grown age? Okay. Like, just looking at this page, you may have felt like the environment was a little bit immature and that it just wasn't, it was not cultivating peace. And so we're choosing a path that is more peaceful. I think a lot of you are now prioritizing projects and jobs that you enjoy and that you can have more fun with, that is maybe like less pressure, less stress and less pressure. And with Python, okay, this is so interesting. Last night, and I just remembered this now. Do you ever have a dream and then forget, and then something throughout the day reminds you of the dream you had the night before? I just remembered that last night I had a dream that I was doing a tarot reading and a snake card came out. But in my dream, it was a major arcana, the snake. And it was number 15, which in real life, the number 15 tarot card is the devil. And I also remember that there was a connection to the sign of Ophiuchus in that card. And Ophiuchus is like, there's the theory of 13 signs, 13 zodiac signs. Ophiuchus is a constellation that I believe is in between Scorpio and Sagittarius, which, by the way, like the period between mid-November and mid-December could be significant for you guys. But yeah, I just remembered I had a dream of like a snake card. It was called the snake and it was kind of like the devil, number 15. Discernment, detachment, transformation, and renewal. So thinking about the dream I had, this is probably relating to like limiting beliefs and negative thoughts, because I feel like that's what the devil talks about. Also, freeing yourself from like an oppressive environment or a restrictive environment you could be doing right now. But I feel like you're approaching your worries and your negative thoughts and your limiting beliefs with discernment. So you're not letting them get in your head, but you're also not claiming that they're all bad. You know, I think you're realizing that discernment is so important. Like, some worries can be helpful. Some worries can stop us from making a mistake. Some worries can keep us safe. Other worries are complete baloney and they just make us panic for nothing and make us insecure for nothing. And so I think in your energy, you're getting better at discerning. So if you have a worry, you're not going to let it consume you, but you're also not going to be like, worrying is bad, I'm not going to think about that. It's like you've reached a place where you can sit with the worry. So that's not like a scary or triggering thing. You're like, okay, I'm worried, I'm having this thought. Let me see what it has to say. And I'm allowed to agree or disagree with what it has to say. And so you're taking a kind of balanced approach like that. And with detachment as well, I feel like detaching from your insecurities is such a powerful thing too, because it doesn't mean you're dismissing them. You're acknowledging that it's a thought you're having, but you're not saying like, this is me. I'm also thinking of Megan Thee Stallion's song Cobra, which is so good, even though this is a Python. Just like renewal, because she really did go through a transformation and a rebirth. And like she says in the song, just like a snake sheds its skin, we must shed our past over and over. So you could be going through some kind of reinventing of yourself right now. You're emerging as a more peaceful version of you for sure. More peaceful and more playful. Yes. It just seems like you're stepping into a really like light-hearted energy. And if you're dating, I feel like you'll be having a lot of fun just like getting to know people. If you're with someone, I also think this playful energy is going to extend to you and your person, where things just don't feel so high stakes and high pressure anymore. You can really relax. Okay, so we're going to get into your tarot now and see what is helping you find love and what is blocking you. So we're going to start with what's helping. And I'm going to take reversals for this reading. If a card comes out in the upright, that will indicate something external. If it comes out in the reverse, that will indicate something internal. So we're going to ask your spiritual team to come through. Letter P. I'm thinking of Persephone. Okay. Group number 2, spiritual team. What is currently helping group number 2 find love? Also, the numbers, like this could be a relevant date, February 17th. The numbers 1, 2, 7, and 8 could be significant. They could be like numbers in someone's birthday, numbers in someone's birth time. It could also be like age gaps, 1, 2, 7, or 8-year age gap with someone. Life path, 1, 2, 7, 8. Okay, so we have the 2 of Swords and the 2 of Crystals. 2 of Swords in the upright, 2 of Crystals in reverse. Someone with a Libra moon could also be significant. And we have 2 popping out. That was explosive. We have 2 popping out at the same time again. I'm going to take them like this. So we have the Knight of Cups in the upright. And we have the 6 of Pentacles in reverse. So these represent internal things that are helping you. these represent external things that are helping you. So that's really beautiful that we have like a balance. Then we're going to use a different deck and see what is blocking you. Two coming out at the same time again. Jeez. Okay. The Fates. Okay. Wheel of Fortune in the upright. Six. Oh no, that's the 9. Yeah. 9 of Wands in reverse. And that's like this. And the Conqueror of Swords in the upright, which is the Knight of Swords in the upright. So these are external. This is internal. I'll separate them a little bit so it's like more obvious that they're, yeah, okay. We'll do it like that. Okay, so definitely fate and divine timing is at play in your love life. We have the Fates as something that is externally blocking you from finding love, but this is because there's a specific union, I think, that is meant to happen, and it's meant to happen at a specific time. So it feels more like, it's not that you're being blocked from love, it's that the right person at the right time is being secured for you. And so the universe might prevent other things from happening so that when your destined union comes in, you're available for it. It feels more like that. It feels like there's someone who is meant to come into your life. And we see that as well with the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups in the upright as something that is externally helping you find love. So this means someone is coming towards you. Someone is coming towards you with an offer of love. And yeah, they're making a move towards you, not the other way around. So you're here where you are, and they're coming to find you. Feeling like you need to get a move on or feeling like you need to rush is something that would hinder you finding love. There's a feeling of like you need to be where you are or you need to stay where you are so this person can find you. If you feel stuck or if you feel like you're struggling to make a decision, that is actually divinely guided. The indecision and the stuckness that you feel is divinely guided because for the time being, it's keeping you where you are. I was just doing a reading for someone the other day, and there was like a new project that they wanted to move forward with, but there was like something inside of them that was kind of hitting the brakes on it, holding them back, and they wanted to know what that part of them was. And it was divine timing. Like, it's not that they were being held back from the project itself. It's that their soul knew when the right time would be to start it so that they would have the best trajectory possible. And I feel like your soul is keeping you where you are right now, not because it doesn't want you to move forward, but because it knows that here is where my person will find me. Here is where this Knight of Cups will find me. And your soul recognizes whether I move forward today or whether I move forward next week or whether I move forward in a couple months from now, it won't make that big of a difference. And so let's just sit tight and stay here because this is the place that is marked on my map. Like when you planned out your incarnation, this is the place that was marked on the map where my person will find me. But that's kind of a hard thing to communicate to your human self. So I almost feel like your soul has created this confusion so that you don't run away somewhere. So, with this Page of Pentacles in mind, let's say that you've decided you want to start a new job or you want to go back to school. And there's place A and there's place B. And you are really torn between place A and place B, and you just cannot decide. And when you can't come to a decision, you get stuck. And so you're here frustrated, like, oh my gosh, I'm stuck. I can't pick one. I feel like I'm paralyzed and I'm just like sitting here not making any choice and I'm not moving forward and this is bad. And your soul is like, exactly, because if you wait a little bit longer, your person's gonna come in right here. So it's almost like your soul's kind of stalling, like stalling the next stage in your life because you got there a bit too quickly. It's as if like your soul and your spiritual team were planning, like you will get to the bus stop at 12 o'clock and then your person will come at 12:15 and then you will get on the 12:20 bus together and ride off into the sunset. But for some reason, it's like you got there too soon. You got to the bus stop at like 11 instead of 12 and you're gonna get on an earlier bus and your soul is like, shit, the plan. So if you're feeling stuck, it's a divine timing. Like you're waiting for your person to meet you at the bus stop so that you can get on the same bus and go off together. And this is like, that's the Knight of Swords. It's a feeling of rushing or like getting somewhere too soon. And so there's a divine intervention to kind of slow things down or to keep you where you are. This is such a cool and specific message. So yeah, if you feel indecision, that's your soul kind of stalling things. Then, okay, what do we talk about now? Something that is helping your union internally. We have the Six of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles. So this is beautiful. I feel like you have reached a place within yourself where you are very comfortable and happy with both giving and receiving. 2 and 6 are beautiful numbers of balance, harmony, reciprocity. And both of these cards happen to have that kind of energy. With the Two of Pentacles, in this context, I see it as like each person bringing a pentacle, each person bringing something of value, each person putting in effort, and it's reciprocated. The Six of Pentacles, it's about fairness, balance, helping each other, being generous towards each other. So you have really cultivated within yourself that I love giving, I love being generous, and also I'm worthy of receiving, and I'm capable of asking for help. I'm comfortable with receiving help. I'm comfortable with asking for what I need. If I feel like I'm not getting what I need and I'm worthy of more, I'm comfortable with speaking up. I feel like this is a place that you have reached. And I also, like the fact that this is Pentacles, I feel like you will back that with actions. So it's like you will not accept or entertain one-sided relationships anymore. And if you feel like the energy is off in a relationship, you will speak up. And if you speak up and the issue is still not resolved, it's like you have no problem ending relationships that are not honoring you, or where you're not getting your needs met. Yeah. And with Pentacles as well, there's a feeling of looking for something like serious and long-term, and looking for someone who is willing to offer that and not really wanting to take anything else or anything less. That's beautiful. Like, I feel like you are by nature very generous You have like a nurturing energy to you. And you don't want to hide that. You want to keep being that generous and nurturing person. But I think you've realized, like, I deserve that same energy that I give out to people. I deserve that same love and security that I give out to other people. And so I'm not gonna accept something less than that. That's beautiful. And this is helping you find real love. I mentioned Libra moon before. A Taurus moon could also be significant. A Sagittarius moon could also be significant. A lot of these are like moon signs. Then for something that is internally blocking you from finding true love, the Nine of Wands tends to talk about like having to be strong or keeping your guard up. So I feel like this kind of goes with the previous message, but you may be kind of getting out of a habit of pretending things are okay when they're not okay. Being like self-sufficient and being independent when really you could use some help. I have this image of someone who like has a broken bone and they're like hobbling and they're like, I'm okay. Like, it's just a little, it's just a little scratch. There may be, and I feel like you're moving out of this, but maybe still kind of grappling with it sometimes, a habit of downplaying your, like, what's hurting you or downplaying what happened to you. And in some ways it may not be intentional. I actually think for some of you, your brain like shields you from, like, for example, maybe you're so freaking busy to the point that you're about to burn out, but it's like it almost doesn't feel real to you because your own brain is shielding you from your exhaustion and stress, because if you felt it all, it would be too overwhelming. So, which is kind of scary because it's like your brain builds a dam and then one day the dam breaks. So I think you're getting better at like tuning in to your body, because it's almost like ignoring it could have become a habit, because maybe there was a period where you actually could not ask for help because it wasn't available to you. So your brain kind of built this dam as a self-defense thing. And I think you're realizing, I don't need this dam anymore. If I'm stressed, if I'm tired, if I'm upset, I want to feel it in the moment and address it before it becomes too overwhelming. So like downplaying your needs or downplaying what is putting like physical or mental or emotional stresses on you, that has been blocking you from finding real love and real connection. But I actually do think this is something that is already on its way out and that you've been working on. Another thing, because this can also be about like holding on and hanging in there. You maybe in the past have like given people too many chances, is kind of how it's coming through. And I think it goes back to this like generous and nurturing energy. When energy was not reciprocated, when people were not showing you the same love and the same energy that you were showing them, you maybe tended to like hold on and really want to make it work. And I also think by nature, you're an optimistic person. So, you don't like to be like, this isn't going to work. Even if something in you is telling it it's not going to work, you like to, look on the bright side and give the benefit of the doubt, which is beautiful. But if you do that for too long, then you risk hurting yourself in spite of the obvious red flags. So I feel like that's another thing that, again, I want to talk in the past tense, like another thing that has been blocking you. But I think it's important not to forget, like remember where you came from, so that you don't fall back to those patterns. But yeah, the biggest thing I see right now is like the universe is orchestrating a union for you and trying, like your soul and your spiritual team are trying their best to like keep you where you are right now so that you can line up with this person. So it seems like they're kind of in your immediate vicinity right now. And if you were to go off too far away, it might be harder for them to find you. That's so interesting. Okay, so finally, we are going to look at some messages and advice from your spirit guides, starting with our I Love Me oracle cards. We have Get into Child's Pose. Things like yoga poses or stretching could be a good way to relieve stress and just take your mind off of like the everyday motions. Zoom out and focus on the higher truth. I almost feel like this is something you could do like if you're getting too stimulated or if things are getting too overwhelming, just child's pose. Maybe not in public, but you know, if you're somewhere where you can get into the child's pose and it's just feeling a bit too much, this is your way to just like zoom out from the everyday things that you worry about. From the Angel Oracle deck, okay, we have the Angel of Non-Judgment. It basically says, I'm translating this roughly, it says not to make any judgments. The universe is mysterious, but it is perfect. Whew. That's so cool, because we had, like, I have chills with this. We have divine intervention working in your love life right now. So, you know, the way things are playing out, I feel like this card is saying, try not to cast judgment on what's happening, especially like this should be happening, this shouldn't be happening. You may not understand. The universe is mysterious, but it is perfect. Like nothing happens by mistake. I feel like that also matches with this message. Zoom out and focus on the higher truth. It's when, I feel like it's that overthinking part of us that likes to micromanage how everything is happening and deem what is and isn't supposed to happen. Zooming out and focusing on the higher truth. The higher truth is that you are guided by the universe, is that the universe has a perfect plan for you. I also like that this kind of looks like confetti. Your spiritual team is about to be celebrating something. Like you are, like, it just feels like I'm hearing God has the best plan for you. Then we have growing beyond guilt. Oh my gosh, look at this. It couldn't have happened any other way. So the same way it's so important not to judge, like this should or shouldn't be happening. It's the same thing with your actions. Obviously, we are doing our best not to hurt other people, but we don't always know, like, I should have done that or I shouldn't have done that. There may be things that you deem as a mistake, that you deem as you did something wrong, and that is not very fair to you because you don't know what the universe's plan is, and you were maybe acting in accordance with it. Non-judgment, I just think, is so important. Non-judgment of others as well. You know, like you don't know what their path is. You don't know what their karma is. So you can't say either that someone should or shouldn't be doing something, unless they're intentionally hurting other people, but that's obvious. Okay, so we are going to go into the extended now. We're going to do basically the exact same reading, but for your person. So like I mentioned, if you do have a specific person in mind, we will look at them. But even if you don't know who your person is or haven't met them, we will look at the energy of the next person, your partner coming into your life. We'll see. I'm actually going to use like the same decks. We're going to use different tarot, but we'll see their current energy, what is helping them come towards you, what is blocking them from coming towards you, and then messages and advice from their higher self. So if that sounds good to you and you would like to join me in the extended, I'm going to have that linked down below. I will link both the Vimeo page to the extended reading as well as Patreon, where you can access it there as well, plus 80 plus other pick a card readings. Like I mentioned before, it's the same price, so I will have both links down below. However, if you're gonna leave the reading here, I wanna say thank you very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you like to find me elsewhere, I'm gonna have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video. That is an original song, and I will be so freaking happy if you check it out. I also have my latest release linked down below. I will link my vlog channel and my merch, which features the floating temple that was at the start of this video. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and literally anything I do. I'm so grateful to have you here. I'm sending so much love to you, to your person, whether you have met them yet or not, wherever they may be out there. I'm sending you guys both so much love and wishing you all the best in your journey to each other. Sending love to your higher self, your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi, number threes. So if you guys chose the rose quartz heart, this is going to be your reading. So here is the full list of the reading that we're going to be doing today. We have the reading here on YouTube as well as an extended. So here on YouTube, we're going to start by looking at your current energy, and this part of the reading is going to be like an energy check. So if what I am describing does sound like you and your current situation, that is your sign that this is your group. Then we are going to see what is currently helping you find love and what is currently holding you back. And we're gonna look at this both internally and externally. And then finally, we are gonna finish off with messages and advice from your spirit guides. Then in the extended reading, we're basically gonna do the same reading, but from the perspective of your person. So if you do have a specific person of interest in mind, then this will be a reading about them, but you don't necessarily have to know who your person is or have met them before. We will look at the energy of your future partner who is coming into your life. Then we're gonna see, if you don't know this person yet, we're gonna see what is helping them right now or what is blocking them from finding you. And if you do already know this person, then we're gonna see what is currently helping them or blocking them from coming towards you and opening up to you. Then at the end of the reading, we are going to get messages and advice from your person's higher self. So that is the reading today. And I do have a special offer for this particular reading today. The extended is going to be available on Patreon. So if you are a member already, then you can see the post that was made the same day this video is going up, February 9th, 2024. You can, of course, just purchase the extended from the Vimeo page. But if you do want to join Patreon, it costs the same as purchasing the extended reading from the Vimeo page, and you will also get access to over 80 other exclusive pick a card readings. So this is the special deal that we have for today. So that's everything. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for watching, and let's get into your reading. So the first thing we need to do is take a look at your current energy. Okay, so we're starting off with life experience, which in traditional tarot, this would be the Tower card. A significant life event, a powerful revelation that leads to change, time to spread your wings. Then we have stuck energy. We have dolphin, joy, light, flow, compassion. I'm just noticing the numbers we have here, it's 16 and then 8 and then 4. So like the number is halving, you know, 16 halved is 8 and then 8 halved is 4. I'm not sure what the significance is of that. It's just interesting. And then your final oracle card is worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. Okay, I just realized something about these halving numbers, and this might actually be a sign if this is your group, if you resonate with this energy. You know, if you're doing a regular countdown, you will go like 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, and you will get down to 0. But if you keep having a number like 6, 8, 4, 2, 1, 0.5, like you will just keep having it forever. So the energy that you guys are in, you may be feeling like you're getting closer and closer and closer to a goal, but you're never quite getting there. Or like if you watch readings or if you do readings for yourself, you may get a lot of messages of like, you're getting closer, you're getting closer, you're getting closer. And like you keep getting this message and yet you never quite reach the final point. If you resonate with this message, this may very well be your group. We're starting off with the Tower card, which, if I may say, this deck presents the Tower in such a nice flowery way. A powerful revelation that leads to change. Time to spread your wings. It's so nice, but if you've been through a Tower moment, you will know that these Tower moments can be very scary. This energy represents a situation where it feels like the rug is being pulled from beneath you, something is falling apart, something is unexpectedly ending, plans are falling through, and you just don't know where to go from there. And then we have this stuck energy. So I do feel for those of you who chose this group, you are in a challenging energy right now. But we have this beautiful joy, light, flow, compassion after this. This dolphin entering into a more playful and lighthearted stage of life. And we also have this rainbow in the stuck energy card. So it feels like there's a storm and then there's a rainbow. Those of you who chose this group, you may be in the storm right now, where you just feel like nothing is going right. Or you may be after the storm and still waiting for the rainbow. But I want to confirm to you that there is a rainbow after your storm. There's also a message coming through of like, it feels like there's something that you lose, but then once you lose it, you realize that you have nothing to lose. And like that loss is kind of liberating. I was just watching one of Aso's readings recently, and I forget who the singer is, but she quoted a song that is saying like, freedom is just another word for nothing left to lose. If you know the song, please let me know. And if you know a more correct, accurate lyric, please let me know, because I may have butchered it a little bit. But that was essentially the gist of the song. It's like, when you feel that you have nothing left to lose, that is when you're truly free. And so whatever's falling apart here for you, it was probably something that was just way too stressful to maintain. And I can give a perfect example of this. Let's say you are a straight A student. Like you always get 90s on your exams. And everyone knows you as the straight A student. Your parents always expect this from you. And so there's this immense pressure to keep it going. And every time you go into an exam, you're like terrified. What if this is the day that I mess up my perfect record? What if this is the day that I get a bad grade and disappoint everyone, and then everyone realizes that I'm not that smart? And so this Tower moment represents that day where you bomb your exam. Maybe you get like a 50, maybe you get a 40 after consistently getting 90s. And so the day that you feared the most is here. But now it's like once that streak of straight A's is broken, you're freed from that pressure of keeping it up. It's like your tower falls down and you realize that you didn't die. You realize that the world didn't end. And you realize that you're free now. For all of these years, you were haunted by the need to keep that perfect record, and it was putting such a strong pressure on you that maybe you didn't fully realize when you were in it. But now that you've gotten out of it, you're like, I can't believe I was living like that. I was stressing myself out so much to keep maintaining this thing that was actually hurting me. Once this thing falls apart, you realize how it was hurting you, and you realize how like the pressure to keep it up was not worth it. And now you're free from it. So that's kind of the vibe. Of course, this energy can be applied in many different ways, but it's kind of like this thing that you've been so afraid of happening finally did happen. And then you don't die. And you're like, wow, like the fear of this was actually worse. The fear of this happening was worse than the actual event. Because now that it has happened, like I'm free. It's like this guy was on the way to his job and his car broke down. And he's like, damn, I can go wherever I want now. Thank you, tower moment, for making me realize that I'm free. Like, it's like all you knew was this tower. And your spiritual team was trying to show you that life is not just about this tower. Life is not just about getting straight A's. Life is not just about going to work every day. And so the best way to show you was just to make the tower fall down so that you had no choice but to see how much bigger the world is. It could even be something like you were so obsessed with someone and so afraid that they would ghost you one day. And then they ghosted you. But now that that tower has fallen down, you realize how big the world is and how many fish there are in the sea. And you're like, damn, like me being so obsessed with that person was even scarier than them ghosting me. That was the real scary thing. That I got so consumed by my obsession for that person. Like, the real fear was not the actual bad thing happening. It was how trapped you were in feeling like you needed to maintain certain circumstances. That you had to keep upholding a certain image. That you had to keep upholding a certain responsibility or a certain role. And your spiritual team is just knocking it down and being like, see, it doesn't matter. Which, is that harsh? Yes, it is kind of harsh, but I think that this is meant to be like a big wake-up call kind of moment. It could be something related to numbers too, because, you know, these numbers are significant. You maybe have this number in your head that you're very scared of. Like, if something goes below this number or if something goes above this number, I'm so scared of that. And then it does, and you're like, oh, literally nothing happened. You know that I don't know if you would call this a meme, but it's like two pictures of Earth and they're exactly the same. And it's like the world before you make a mistake, the world after you make a mistake. And the point is that nothing changes. It's like you built something up in your head to be so scary. And when the thing actually happens, like nothing happens. And so now that your fear happened, you are free from your fear. Because you can see its true face, which is full of shit. I hope that makes sense. And then you get to move into this dolphin energy where you can just be joyful and you can just be playful. This is really liberation. This is really liberation. Yep. And we have divine timing. Divine timing is at work in your love life. I feel like if you have felt that love has been, like finding your love, finding your person has been delayed in your life, and a lot of the groups today have been about like loosening up and taking on a more lighthearted energy. That's something that has been coming through a lot. I feel like if your love had come in while you were still in this tower, like it's like you wouldn't have been able to appreciate it, or you wouldn't have been able to truly hold it or to truly enjoy it or to maintain it, because I feel like you were holding yourself to such an impossible standard. You were living in fear, or you had a very narrow perspective of the world or of what mattered. It feels like there was something your brain was clinging on to and making it very, very important. And it was just like narrowing your energy is the best way that I can say it. Your energy is meant to be expansive. Your energy is meant to be free. And it's in this energy that you can really welcome true love into your life. Dolphins may be a sign for you that love is on its way, as well as rainbows and white feathers as well. So let's get into your tarot now. We are going to see what is helping you and what is blocking you from finding love. And we're gonna take reversals for this part. So the cards in the upright will represent external things, and the cards in reverse will represent internal things. So we'll ask group number 3's spiritual team to come through. What is currently helping group number 3 in finding love? That is like exactly sideways. This corner is a bit higher, so we will take it like this. We have the High Priestess in reverse, which is very cool. Then we have the Queen of Wands in the upright. And then we have the Three of Cups in reverse. Then we're going to switch the deck to see what is currently holding you back in finding love. What is currently holding back group number 3 in finding love? We have the Five of Pentacles in the upright, the Star in reverse, and the Eight of Swords in reverse. Okay, so I've separated them into categories. So this represents internal things that are helping you find love, external things that are helping you find love, internal things that are holding you back, and external things that are holding you back. So let's start with this. This is a really cool energy. With the High Priestess, oh my gosh, as I'm holding up this card, 1818, moon energy and feminine energy is coming through very strongly. The number 18, that's the number of the moon card in tarot. The High Priestess is related to the moon. The Three of Cups is also related to the moon because it's related to the sign of Cancer. So Cancerian energy or moon energy or feminine energy seems to be significant for this group. This could be indicating that nurturing your feminine energy or stepping into your divine feminine energy is helping you find love. More specifically, I feel like your spiritual journey is helping you find love. Tapping into your intuitive abilities and embracing your psychic abilities is helping you find love. So this tells me that your psychic gifts are bringing you important insights about your love life, about your journey, and about your person. The more you connect to your spiritual and psychic side, the more you will learn about your destined connection, about your person. If you are meditating, if you are doing your own readings, if you're reaching out to your spirit guides, if you're reaching out to your person's higher self, this is all helping you. It's like tapping into the non-physical realms, tapping into what is unseen, tapping into what is psychic. This is all helping you find love. And your spiritual team wants to confirm this to you. Also, the more you speak to like-minded spiritual people, like surround yourself with spiritual people, make friends in the spiritual community, this is all going to help you find love. It could very well be that your person is in the spiritual community. It could also be that the friends you make or the like-minded people you come across will be able to offer you guidance, support, insights, and confirmation that you need. So keep embracing and nurturing your spiritual side. I feel like that's really important. And your friendships are helping you find love. If you don't already, I feel like you're about to meet either like one really significant person who will become your best friend, or you are about to find your true group of friends. Some of you have already found these people, but your friendships will help you find love because your true friends will show you how amazing you are. And they will not tolerate you being self-deprecating or feeling unworthy. Like, they're going to show you how beautiful you are inside and out. They're going to help build up your confidence and show you what you truly deserve. And your friends are also going to help you to not settle for less. These are all internal things, right? So rather than like it being like a friend's going to introduce you to someone, although it very well could be that, I feel like this is more like the relationship and the bond that you foster with your friends is helping you transform internally into someone who truly believes in your greatness and truly believes in your worthiness of love. So these friends are around you, or you are about to manifest them into your life. Also, the Three of Cups is like a playful and lighthearted attitude. So that's coming out again, like same message that we got with the dolphin. Being in a playful energy and seeking out your pleasure and seeking out your joy, and also not taking life too seriously and not taking yourself too seriously is going to help you find love. In terms of what is helping you externally, this is very interesting. So feeling yourself and feeling confident about yourself and how you come across to others is going to help you find love. This Queen of Wands card is sort of giving me the impression that you will be the one to approach your person, whether you know them yet or not. I feel like you will end up in the same place with them, and you're gonna catch them looking at you. You're gonna catch them checking you out. You're gonna catch them like admiring you, checking out your vibe, and then you will like walk over to them and strike up a conversation. And you will have the confidence to do that. I'm also feeling something about, with the Queen of Wands, I usually get messages of like confidence, creativity, and honestly hotness. Like that's what she shows me the most often. Oh, and also like uniqueness, which kind of ties into confidence, because it's like being confident enough to be your authentic self, because you know that you're not in competition with anyone and that you cannot be compared to anyone else. Like, you are being the best version of you. You're not being anyone else. So confidently being yourself is definitely going to help you find love, because that's how you find someone who loves you for you and who doesn't love you for the persona that you're upholding. And in the same way, being inauthentic to yourself would be something that blocks you from finding true love. But yeah, being more confident in like your appearance and more confident in how you look will also help you find love. And that's not because I'm saying that looking better makes you more worthy of love, but if you feel more confident in yourself, you will just naturally put yourself out there more. You'll come across, it's more about coming across as confident. So anything you can do internally or externally to feel more confident is really important, because that's going to be really attractive to people, and that's going to be really attractive to your person. When you're not confident, when you're insecure, I feel like we tend to hide away. You know, we won't show all of the facets of our personality because we're like shy about some of them, or we're insecure about some of them. And I feel like when you're confident, you're going to be like, fuck it, I'm going to show all of me because I'm amazing. And so the person you're with gets to see all of the wonderful things about you. And probably your friendships are going to help with that. But I do feel that that physical appearance ties into it. And again, it's not that like your person is superficial or anything like that. But when you look good and when you put effort into your appearance and you go out and you're feeling yourself, you are more social. You are more outgoing. You'll feel more confident like walking up and talking to someone and sharing more about yourself. And it's just like psychologically, I feel like putting more effort into your appearance will help you. That's just how it's coming through. You deserve to shine with all your inner beauty and with all your outer beauty. For those of you who are creatives, because this is an external thing, I do think that sharing your creative work could help you find love. Like sharing your work could make you visible to your person or could put you in the same room with your person. So now let's move on to what is currently holding you back from finding love. So we have the Five of Pentacles. This is a pretty, if I'm taking this literally, which I honestly feel called to do, there could be some financial constraints that are blocking you from finding love right now. So I did get the sense from this Queen of Wands that you will likely like meet your person or come back together with your person when you are like out doing something. So you could be at an event, you could be on a trip, you know, and it's like you're out in the world. And a lot of the times being out in the world costs money. It could also be just like there could be a part of you that wants to get your financial situation sorted out before you think about dating. Because like dating in general can cost money as well. Or this could also be like career instability or career uncertainty, needing to just focus on career and money more than love right now. That could be something that is holding you back. Of course, this is a temporary thing. With the number 5, this is not, that's not like a constant number. That's not an immovable number. It actually represents change and variability, I think is the word. Variability or adaptability. So this is a temporary situation. We do have divine timing is at work in your love life. So there may be a need to like focus more on your finances or focus more on your career right now. Or there are some financial constraints that are not blocking you from finding love, but not necessarily helping is kind of how it's coming through. And that's just kind of a practical message. And, you know, this is external actually. So that would make the most sense. Like if we're interpreting the 5 of Pentacles as an external factor, that is often like career, money related, like material insecurity or uncertainty or instability. So yeah, and I don't think it's a bad thing to prioritize that right now. That's just kind of like a practical thing that is coming through. In terms of internal things, we have the 8 of Swords and we have the Star. So it's funny that we get the Queen of Wands, which is all about like confidence and feeling yourself, when the 8 of Swords is very much the opposite. Ooh, you know what? And I just went on this whole rant about like money and material things. Because this does talk about like a lack of confidence or holding yourself back or being in a mental prison of your own making. Okay. Back to this 5 of Pentacles. For example, if you are feeling like I wanna get my job right before I look for love, or I want to get my finances right before I look for love. That is very valid, okay? That is very valid. However, it depends on your reasoning. Like, if your reasoning is just because you want to be in a stable place and it's something that you just want to do for you, then that's awesome. However, if your reasoning is like, I want to get my finances and job right before I find love, because otherwise nobody will want me. If it's from a place of like self-deprecation or like, I'm not going to be worthy unless I get these things in check, then your spiritual team would like to lovingly call you out and say that that's BS, you know? And same thing, you know, with the Queen of Wands message. If you're like, I want to put effort into my appearance because it makes me feel good, it makes me more confident, it makes me feel better when I go and approach someone and I know that I look good and I'm feeling myself, then that's beautiful. But if you're like, I want to work on my appearance, otherwise nobody's going to like me. I want to work on my appearance, otherwise my person's going to think I'm unattractive. Like if it's coming from that kind of like self-degrading or insecure place, then your spiritual team will not let that fly. That's how these go together. So there may be some thoughts like that where everybody has work to do on themselves. And that's what the number 5 is too. It's like, it's in the middle. It's a work in progress. Everybody is a work in progress. And it's your prerogative to say, I want to work on myself a little more. I want to progress a little more before I put myself out there. That is your right. But to think that you are unlovable or you are unworthy or you don't deserve to be in a relationship or to have people look at you or people are going to not find you attractive because you are a work in progress, then I politely ask you who gets to be attractive, because everyone is a work in progress. Everyone has work to do. Everyone has things to improve on. And if everybody waited until they had all their shit together to look for love, the human race would go extinct because nobody would have babies because everyone would be waiting to be perfect. And it's not realistic, okay? And I think that brings us to the Star card. Another problem that you might have internally is that you may tend to put other people on a pedestal or idealize other people, especially people that you like, which tends to only further the self-deprecation. I had an experience like this where I liked someone and I definitely put them on a pedestal. Like they're so perfect, they're so amazing, and just like, you know what I mean? And then when you look at someone that way, you are bound to look at yourself as lesser and be like, why would this perfect being even look at my dumb ass? Like, I'm nothing, I'm a nobody, like I'm a potato. That's just what happens when you put someone on a pedestal. And the truth is that you're both people. They are not a god and you are not a potato. You're just both dudes. Just guys being dudes. Actually, I don't know if you're dudes, but what's better than this? Guys being dudes. With the Star, there's a feeling of like idealization or like putting people on a pedestal, which then just leads to even more insecurity and feeling like you are a work in progress, which is true, but so is everybody else. You know, everyone has their things that they're working on. And, you know, the timing that you feel ready to go out and look for love is very much up to you. But your spiritual team is saying, please be careful of spinning the narrative of like, no one will like me until I work on this, or my person won't be attracted to me until I work on this. It's just objectively false, they're saying. So anyway, we're gonna move into the final part of your reading, which is messages and advice from your spirit guides. Starting with the I Love Me Oracle, we have go for a walk in nature. Definitely your spiritual team is encouraging you to like get out there, get out of the house, which also leads me to believe like if you're meeting someone new, you're probably not going to meet them through an app, or not that there's anything wrong with that. Like I met my partner through a dating app, but there's a feeling of you going out there and meeting someone and approaching someone and looking good and charming their pants off. Like that has been the vibe. And we have take a few deep breaths. I would, if there's a forest nearby or a park or a trail, nearby that has a lot of trees and that is in the shade. You know, when the air is like cool and shady and it smells like tree, that could be very healing for you. Oh, we have the angel of pleasure, or the angel of joy, or the angel of happiness. It says now is a time where happy things are happening and your heart is gonna be dancing. Oh, like your heart is fluttering with all the happy things that are happening. So I feel like this is confirmation of your rainbow moment coming after the storm. This is confirmation of you stepping into this dolphin energy of joy and light and flow. Beautiful. And I love the orange, the theme of orange that we have going on here. Befriending pain is your final message. When discomfort becomes a friend, my most limiting beliefs are healed. It's on the other side of the it's on the other side of the discomfort that you will find your freedom. I feel like discomfort has kept you, or the fear of discomfort has kept you trapped in some kind of tower. On the other side of the discomfort is true freedom. You may be called in this journey to do things that scare you. Maybe putting yourself out there is one of them. Maybe approaching someone is one of them. But there's, even just from the start of a reading, there's this feeling of like you have to do the thing that you're so afraid of, or the thing that you're so afraid of has to happen so that you can realize it's not that bad. It's when you don't shy away from that discomfort that you can really empower yourself. And I'm feeling quite emotional. I'm feeling quite emotional as I talk about this. This might tie back to something in your past life. I just have an image of you like literally trapped somewhere. And like your loved ones and your family are out there. And you feel guilty that you can't be out there with them. Wow. That could be a whole other reading, honestly, but you and your person, whether you know them or not, you definitely have a past life connection. And also, if you have any companion animals, I think you have a past life connection with them as well. They maybe were your animal in a past life, or they could have even been like a human family member in a past life. Wow. All right. So with that, we're gonna do the same reading now, but for your person over in the extended reading. So we're gonna see their current energy, what is helping or blocking them from coming towards you, and messages from their higher self. So I will have the extended reading linked down below. I'll have the Vimeo page linked. I will also have it linked on Patreon. So feel free to watch it on either platform. If you are not a Patreon member yet and you would like to join, you will have access to this extended and 80 plus exclusive pick a card readings for the same price as if you just purchased the extended on the Vimeo page. So both of those will be linked down below. Thank you so much in advance if you do check it out. However, if you are going to end the reading here, I want to say thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have a link down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video. That is an original song. I will also have my latest release link down below. Thank you so much, by the way, to everyone who checks out my music. I seriously cry like reading your comments and just knowing that people are listening. It's like my greatest joy in the world. So thank you very much. And I will also link my vlog channel and my merch, which features the floating temple that was at the start of this video. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really, really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, to your person, whether you know them yet or not, wherever they may be. I'm sending them love, and I'm sending love to your higher self, to your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi, number 4s. So if you guys chose the Amazonite, which I'm pretty sure I called this aquamarine in the intro, but no, it is Amazonite. They're both a similar color though, both beautiful. This is going to be your reading. I wanted to start off by showing the full list of the reading that we have today. We have the reading on YouTube as well as an extended. Here on YouTube, we're going to look at an energy check of your current energy. So if what I'm describing does sound like you and your current situation, then that is a sign that this is your group. Then we're going to see what is currently helping you find love and what is currently holding you back. And we're going to look at this both internally and externally. And then we are going to finish off with advice from your spirit guides. Then in the extended, we're basically going to do the same reading, but from the perspective of your person. So if you have a specific person of interest, then we'll look into their energy, but you don't have to know who this person is or have met them yet. We will look into the energy of your next partner who is coming into your life. So we're going to see their current energy. If you don't know them yet, then we're going to see what is helping them and what is blocking them from finding you or meeting you. If you do already know them, then we'll see what is helping them or blocking them from opening up to you and coming towards you. And then we will finish that reading off with messages and advice from your person's higher self. So that is the reading today. And I do have a special offer for this particular reading today. The extended is going to be available on Patreon as well as the usual Vimeo page. So if you are a Patreon member, you can access this extended reading from the post that was made on the same day this video is going up, February 9th, 2024. If you are not a member, you can of course still access the extended from the Vimeo page. It is the same price to join Patreon as it is to access the extended reading. However, if you join Patreon, you will also have access to over 80 exclusive pick a card readings, and you will also get to suggest topics for future videos and vote on the topics for exclusive readings, and you'll also get to be a part of the lovely community. So that is the special deal for today, and thank you so much to everyone who is here watching this right now. I'm so grateful to have you here. So with all of that being said, let's get into your reading. The first thing we want to see is your current energy. And we're starting off with the 9 of Earth, which is the 9 of Pentacles. Enjoying life's little luxuries, spending quiet time alone, successful self-employment. Then we have the Healing Light. We have White Pelican, ease, optimism, grace, and cooperation. And we have the number 22 on this card, which could be significant. And finally, we have You Deserve Love. You are lovable. I love this energy. Something I'm noticing that I want to point out. These two people look quite similar. They both have like long, curly / wavy reddish brown hair. So you could look like this, or someone significant in your life could look like this. But yeah, this is a gorgeous energy, group number 4. If this is not your current energy, this is the energy that you're about to be in. Life is good. Life is good for you. We are starting off with the 9 of Pentacles, which shows me that you are living an abundant life. You are in the process of creating an abundant life for yourself and building your dream lifestyle. If you are not already in your dream job, you are going to be very soon. And as I can see from this card, for many of you, this could involve self-employment. I feel like a lot of you are entering into living a more flexible lifestyle and a more relaxed lifestyle. And you're also creating financial abundance for yourself. A lot of you are manifesting a goal that has been very close to your heart. And with these two together, I'm hearing like you are healing through doing. You are healing insecurities that you may have had about being worthy of abundance or of your work being appreciated, of your work being worthy of attention, worthy of being shared, worthy of being compensated. Like, you're healing and you're realizing that what you create and what you do is very valuable. Like, it's inherently valuable and it is appreciated by others. It's like what you do or what you make is being seen and recognized. And so it's kind of like you're healing from the outside, you know? Rather than just affirming to yourself, like, I am valuable, I am worthy, which you very much should do. This external evidence you're receiving, I just feel like is so healing. You are about to experience a lot of success in like your career or in your creative endeavors, where you are receiving so much evidence that what you're doing is helping people, and that people love and appreciate what you do, that people are positively speaking about what you do. They're sharing about what you do, and then also sharing and connecting with you. Like, the people who are enjoying your work, they'll open up and share a bit about their story and like how you've impacted their journey. And it's just this really beautiful realization of the difference you can make and how you can serve others. You're just entering into a stage of your life that I think is very rewarding, and you're finally seeing the external confirmation for what you have felt in your soul all along, especially about like what your life purpose is, what you're meant to do, how you're meant to help other people, what you're meant to be known and recognized for. Like, all of that stuff that you have felt inwardly is finally being confirmed on the outside. And there's a lot healing around like you feeling talented as well, and you feeling capable of and skilled, capable of doing your job well, capable of creating something of value, capable of making a difference, capable of manifesting good things for yourself. Like, you're feeling capable, you're feeling in control. And I don't mean that as like you're trying to control everything, but you truly feel empowered to create your desired outcome. And I also think you're healing in such a way that you're releasing the belief that you have to struggle or that you have to suffer to manifest abundance or to manifest your desires even. You're realizing that you can do so with ease. You can do so in a way that feels good. The spirit animal of pelican, it can have a message of sacrifice. And so you may be healing in the sense that you don't feel that you need to sacrifice in order to manifest the success you want. It's almost like you had a belief before that you can manifest your success, but it will be at your own expense, like at the expense of your well-being, at the expense of your energy, at the expense of your peace of mind. And this new healed version of you realizes that you don't have to compromise. And I often see with the Nine of Pentacles too, someone who is enjoying a well-rounded life. You know, they have a good balance of work and hobbies and rest and social life and alone time and time for their spiritual journey. Like, everything is very well balanced. And you are kind of realizing that you can have it all and you don't have to give up any part of yourself to be successful and to be abundant. It's almost like you refuse to, and you refuse to buy into the narratives that you would have to do such a thing. Like, you can have all the abundance you want in this life, and you can live this life on your own terms. And yes, you are still going to give freely like this pelican, but not, not to sacrifice yourself at your own expense. You're going to thrive. Like, you're not just going to get by, you're going to thrive. And this is the new path that you're committed to. And I think when it comes to love, you definitely recognize that you are worthy of love and you're open to it entering your life. But with the Nine of Pentacles, this often gives the feeling of someone who is not necessarily desperate for love to come their way, and is maybe not even actively looking for it. Like, they're doing their own thing, they're enjoying their life, and they'll be really happy if love comes their way, but they're also really happy on their own. Like, that's the vibe of the Nine of Pentacles person. So if this is your current energy, then keep listening. Or if you would like this to be your energy, because this can also be like the energy that you're about to be in, then definitely keep listening. I feel like 22 could be someone's life path number specifically. Of course, someone could be 22 years old. These could also be dates like September 22nd, August 22nd, which both of those birthdays could be Virgos, I think. I just say that because the Nine of Pentacles is a Virgo card. Also, September 8th, August 9th could be relevant dates. Yeah, so we're going to get into the tarot now and see what is helping you find love and what is blocking you from finding love. I'm going to take reversals with the tarot. So if a card comes up in the upright, then it will represent something external. If a card comes up in the reverse, it will represent something internal. It's been, I don't know if I've ever done it that way before, but it's been quite interesting. So I might do that in future readings as well. Like, have the reversals represent something that is internal. I also feel like it kind of makes interpreting the cards a bit easier, because sometimes I feel like I give like 10 million meanings for one card, which maybe that's helpful. But when you recognize like, okay, this card is talking about something in the outside world, it makes it a lot more specific. Anyway, enough rambling. Let's get into your cards. We are going to ask group number 4's spiritual team to come forward. What is helping group number 4 find love at this time? The universe may be bringing, and it's minor, emphasizing that it's minor. The universe may be bringing a little bit of minor chaos into your life just to kind of stir things up a bit and bring about changes or adjustments that could make you more aligned with finding love. We have the 10 of Cups in reverse. There was another group that also got 10 of Cups in reverse as helping them find love. I think it was group 1. We have the 5 of Crystals, which is the 5 of Pentacles. I always can't help but mention that in this deck, there's animal faces in the coins. So you might have some spirit animals or like the souls of companion animals who are helping you find love, which is so sweet. And then we have the 9 of Swords in the upright. So this represents something internal and these two represent external things. It's funny, the 5 and 9 together, I know it came out as 5-9, but I'm thinking of like 9 to 5. If some of you guys have been thinking like you want to get a 9 to 5 job, or like you want to leave a 9 to 5 job, this could be confirmation of that. And with the next tarot deck, we're gonna see what is blocking you. What is blocking group number 4 from finding love? We have the Chariot in reverse, the Ruler of Chalices, which is the King of Cups in reverse. Oh, all of them are reversed. And then we have the Sage in reverse, which is the Hermit, I think. I think this is a number 9 at the bottom. And all of these are reversed. Is that a 9 or is that a 0? I'm looking at it closely and I think it's a 9. Okay, but wow. So when it comes to the blockages, everything is reversed. So that means that there's nothing external that is blocking you from finding love right now. And the thing in your way is coming from the inside. So we will get into that. I want to talk about what is helping you first. So with the 10 of Cups here, this is something that is internal. And I really feel like in your case, this 10 of Cups is talking about you prioritizing your happiness. And I'm being reminded of, yeah, because the number 10 is completion. So you realizing that you can have it all and that you don't have to settle when it comes to manifesting your desires, that is helping you find love. And I think your spiritual team is encouraging you like to keep that same energy when it comes to manifesting your ideal partner, that you don't have to settle, that you can be with a partner and will be with a partner who is everything you've ever wanted and more. I was reminded of when I first started reading cards, the 9 of Cups would weirdly appear to me as like, yeah, the 9 of Cups is good, but it's not the 10 of Cups. I don't know why it came to me like that, but I feel like 9 of Cups is more like, I'm content with everything I have and I'm satisfied, which is awesome. But the 10 of Cups is like being blown away, that you have everything your heart could ever wildly dream of, plus more. And you saying like, this is the life I'm gonna have, this is the life I'm gonna manifest, like I'm gonna dream big, I'm gonna go crazy with my manifestations, I'm gonna really enjoy this life to the fullest. I feel like this is something huge that is helping you find love. And this kind of ties into that because in order to get to this place, I feel like that requires the bravery to admit what you are not satisfied with in your current circumstances. And with this 5 of Pentacles and 9 of Swords, I feel like this is what you have done. There is some situation for my group number 4s where you felt like undervalued, underappreciated, under-recognized, under-credited. You know, the 5 of Pentacles has this feeling of going without. It could even be underpaid if I'm taking this literally. I mean, we did have career messages at the start of the reading and like a nod to 9-to-5 jobs. So this could be a career for very many of you where you felt like you weren't properly appreciated or properly compensated. Of course, it can be relationships as well, where you feel like you were undervalued or underappreciated, but that's the feeling with the 5 of Pentacles. And then the 9 of Swords is definitely talking about like stress and anxieties in this case. So there was a situation in your life that wasn't supporting you and was just adding stress and anxiety to your life. But I'm hearing that it took a lot of courage to leave this behind, or to come to the realization that you wanted to leave it behind. And And that may be, because this is external, right? These upright cards are external. So this probably has to do with societal pressures. So for example, if you, let's say you were in a 9-to-5 job and you were feeling a lack of support from it, a lack of fulfillment from it, and it was stressing you out. It took courage for you to admit this, because what's on the other side of that is scary, because there's still this very common belief in society that working a 9-to-5 job is like a real job, and doing something independently or doing something on your own terms is not a real job, or it's not as secure, or it's not possible, or it's really, really, really difficult. There's all these like stories surrounding leaving this behind that makes it scary. So a lot of people feel like, even if feel unsupported, even if I'm super stressed out, this is a necessity. It's inevitable. I just need to have this in my life. And I feel like you were brave to reject it. And the same could go for relationships. Like, for example, someone's been in a relationship with someone for many years and they're realizing that they're not happy anymore, that this is not the right person for them, but there is so much pressure in their culture to get married. Like to get married and have a family, especially by a certain age. And it would be like shameful if this relationship failed. And so it's like societally and culturally, I feel like there was a lot of reasons for you to stay here and just accept the feelings of stress and accept the feelings of lack as normal, as inevitable, as just a part of life. And you had the bravery to say, like, not for me, the fuck, like that may be just an inevitable part of life for you, but it's not gonna be for me. And then people will say, like, you're delusional. If you think you can have it all, you're delusional. If you think you can avoid this part of life, you're delusional. And it's probably because they don't believe in their ability to break free from this. And so when they see someone else doing it, they want to pull them back down. But you simply refused. You're like, no, I'm not going to live a life like this. Like, lack and stress? No. Like, I didn't sign up for that. And this is you internally committing to your greatest happiness. And this is what is helping you find love. You're freeing yourself, you're healing, and you're forging your own path. And this is how you will find love. And I can tell you, you are on the right path. I think that maybe even like, this could be saying that your mindset and limiting beliefs are blocking you. But I also wonder if, like, all of this coming through as internal, it may be that you perceive blockages when it comes to finding love, or you worry that you're blocked, but your spiritual team is saying that there are no blocks. At least there's nothing externally that is stopping you, or like there's no divine intervention right now that is like preventing you from finding love. You are in a very powerful energy right now for manifestation. Like when I look at this angel with the bow and arrow, you can manifest with a lot of precision right now. You're in the flow, you're in that energy. I think if you set an intention to manifest love right now, it could come in pretty quickly. Also with this bow and arrow, like Sagittarius energy could be significant. But let's take a look at what we have going on. We have the Chariot, we have the Sage, and we have the Ruler of Chalices, which is the King of Cups. With the Hermit, I do think this is the Hermit. I'm just going to read this as the Hermit, which is also Virgo energy, by the way. We have Virgo and Cancer energy here. Pisces as well. There may be a bit too much focus on the inner journey. And yeah, like we maybe need to take a more active role in looking for love, because I do think that like surrendering to your destiny and surrendering to the divine plan is a beautiful thing. But some of you may be in this energy of part of manifestation is also action. It's not just about like attracting something towards you. It also does require action. And it's funny, like every year I set new goals, and then like at the start of the year I come back and look at them. And so last year I had 11 goals, and then in New Year 2024 I went and looked back at them, and there were 3 that didn't come true. One of them I don't care about anymore, so we throw that away. But the other 2 were like the things that I didn't do anything, you know? I just like, oh yeah, I want this to happen. But then when I think like, what did I do to make it happen? Nothing. So how can I even be shocked that it didn't happen? So like, action is a super important part of manifesting. And I think that a lot of the time, and I probably contribute to this too, but we talk about the duality of like taking action versus surrendering to the universe's plan. And it kind of creates this implication that our actions and the universe's plan are at odds with each other, or they're like 2 separate things. But your free will and your urge to take actions and the efforts that you make are very often part of the divine plan. And you may have, I don't know if it's called if it would be called a bias or like a tendency. When a manifestation is not coming, your first instinct might be to go within. Like, oh, if it didn't come yet, it must be because there's still something I need to heal inside of me. It must be because I still have a limiting belief. And like, this is not that you're blocking it. It's like the approach. It's like your first instinct might be to think that it's something internal, something spiritual, something non-physical, something energetic that is blocking, when really it could be solved with an action out there in the world. So, okay, here's an example. Let's say you're trying to manifest a text from your crush. This is just like really, really easy example. Let's say you're trying to manifest a text from your crush. You texted them a week ago and they haven't responded. And in that situation where the message is not coming, your first thoughts might be like, oh, I must have a limiting belief about feeling worthy. I must have had like negative thoughts that blocked it, or maybe they have an energetic blockage. It's like your mind maybe tends to go to like the energetic and spiritual side of things, when really the solution to this problem would be to text them again. And then they'd be like, oh my God, I'm sorry. I thought I responded to you. Or like, I meant to reply and then I got distracted. And it, you know, like it could be a simple external fix, a simple external action to take to follow through. Like, it's not always about if something went wrong, it's because you didn't heal enough or the energy is off. So it may be like moving into a more practical mindset, I think, because even like the King of Cups that's the ruler of emotions. That's the ruler of intuition, the ruler of energies. And so almost like being in a more 3D kind of mentality could be helpful. And that's the other thing. We sometimes talk about like the 3D and the spiritual world as like 2 separate things, but they're really not. So being in the 3D doesn't mean you're any less spiritual. But I almost feel like finding love for you, how do I say this? It's so hard to find the right words, but it's like, you don't really have to do anything woo-woo, I guess. You don't have to do anything woo-woo to find love. Like, and maybe that's a hard thing to imagine, because like with the Chariot, this is like Cancer energy, like water energy, the King of Cups. I do feel like you are a deeply spiritual person, and this is not to say like to take the spirituality out of you. You probably see it like in everything as you move through life, but I feel like the answer is not like a spiritual thing, if that makes sense. It could, and I feel like it's just such a small thing to do. A lot of you like know the person that you're gonna be with already, and it's really close to happening, and it's just like I want to say like a dumb little thing that needs to happen. And I don't mean like the action itself is dumb. It's like, but it's just like so small. It's like, when imagine your spiritual team is watching like a golf ball, and this is the hole, and they're like, ah, and it like stops right here. That's what I mean by dumb. It's like, it's just a little, I hope that makes sense. Like, it's just the smallest little thing. Like, your golf ball is right here. Or like you're really, really close to meeting this person. But yeah, it's almost like if you're having a hard time imagining, it's almost like pretend you don't know about the non-physical world for a second. And like, what would you do if you were just like a human? Because I feel like the answer lies in your human self, like in your physical body rather than your energetic body. Your physical body has the answer. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so for the last part of the reading, we are going to get advice from your spirit guides, starting off with the I Love Me Oracle cards. We have Take a Relaxing Salt Bath and Meditate. From the Angel Oracle deck, we have the Angel of the Moon. So I'm just going to roughly translate this, but this card is speaking to that metaphor about the, like, just as a surfer rides the wave, ride the wave of like the time and the circumstances. Ride the wave. It kind of gives the feeling of taking inspired action. That's an interesting, like, I've heard that message before, and I've said that message before in readings, but it's an interesting message to see paired with the moon, and to have the image of all the phases of the moon. Like, there's certain times in the cycles of our life where doing certain things is going to bring better results or not as good results, or is going to take more energy or less energy, is going to be like more favorable or less favorable. And so I do feel like there's a piece of advice to pay attention to your own cycles. Like, if you have, for example, if you have a monthly cycle, you might feel more creative at times, more motivated at times, and more tired in other times. And honoring those is the most productive and efficient thing to do, to honor the cycles of your energy. You may feel cycles throughout the year where you feel like you have more or less energy, or there's an on season or an off season for your goals, or where certain endeavors will be more or less lucrative. I feel like this card is calling for you to pay attention to cycles. If you have a specific person as well, you may notice patterns in their behavior of like, oh, they tend to be more talkative on the weekends. They tend to be more engaging and more expressive at night. They tend to be more distant in the winter time. There's some patterns that you can find also in your confidence levels, because, you know, we can probably all relate to this, where sometimes we feel like, oh my God, like I'm the shit, I'm the coolest, baddest bitch in the world. And then other times we just feel awful about ourselves. And so paying attention to like what time of the day or week or month or year these fluctuations are happening. And you'll notice patterns. Like when I'm feeling low about myself, it always tends to be around this time, or when this other thing is happening. I think there's something here about getting in touch with the rhythm of your body, connecting more to the cycles that you see in the physical world around you, the rhythms of nature, your rhythms, the rhythms of your person, and you will start to be able to predict by the physical signs around you. I'm realizing you probably have no problem predicting with your psychic abilities and with your intuition, but it's almost like your spiritual team is saying, even if you don't use your intuition and your psychic abilities, you'll find that the signs are there. You may be so used to relying. I was thinking with the number 7, you could have a very strong crown chakra with the number 7 on this Chariot card. So you may be really used to like relying on your crown chakra to receive downloads, to give you answers, that like you may be so used to that as a reliable source that you haven't paid much attention to like the hints and clues that are in your physical surroundings. But if you pay attention, they are there. And you can start to like accurately predict your own behaviors and behaviors of others, and when the energy is going up and down, when it's an off season, when it's an on season. You'll start to notice and like get in tune with the cycles. Yeah. And then we have untangling neglect. I take the time to give myself all the approval I desire. That's so sweet. And I feel like that goes so well with this card. You deserve love. You are lovable. And also, this is also what's helping you find love, is that you continue validating yourself. I don't know what it is, but like when you choose not to settle and you choose to build a life for yourself that is based on abundance and ease and joy, that triggers some people, and likely people who don't believe that the same is true for themselves. And I feel like this card is saying, like, you stay validating yourself. Like, no matter who doesn't get it, no matter who might have something to say about it, you know and you trust that you're on the right path. Also noticing that we have 2 people with bright blue hair, with straight bright blue hair. So that could also be significant. And yeah, salt baths are awesome. I think it's Epsom salt that has magnesium in it, which is great for relaxing your muscles. And if you do meditation, this actually may be your spiritual team suggesting that you have some muscle tension, which being in your body more and getting more in tune with your physical body will help you realize that. But if you do meditations, I would recommend that exercise where, like, you know, you relax your toes and then you relax your feet and then you relax your ankles and you just like go up your body. You can also do an exercise where you momentarily tense certain parts of your body just to bring the awareness to it, and then you relax it. And that feels really nice. I think that those are all of messages for my group number 4s. So we are going to take it into the extended reading now, where we are going to do the same reading, but this time for your person. And so we're going to see their current energy, what is helping them come towards you, what is blocking them from coming towards you. And then we're going to finish off with messages and advice from their higher self. So if that sounds good to you and you'd like to join me in the extended, I'm going to have that linked down below. And once again, you can either access that from the Vimeo page, like for just the extended reading, or you can also access it on Patreon. Same price, but on Patreon you will get access to over 80 other exclusive pick a card readings. So I will have both of those links down below. And if you're going to leave the reading here, I want to say thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video that is an original song. I will also have my latest release link down below. Thank you so much, by the way, to everyone who listens to my music. That is like my greatest joy in the world, to know that just the fact that you've heard it, and then on top of that, if you like it, if you resonate with the message, it's just, it makes me so happy. So thank you so much. And I will also link my vlog channel and my merch, which features the floating temple that was at the start of this video. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I am sending so much love to you, to your person, wherever they might be, whether you know them yet or not. I'm sending so much love to you both, and I'm sending love to your higher self, your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.